This guy that I'm talking to is a genetic counselor that I had spoke with last
Oh,
year
okay.
when I
That's
found
great.
out that I carry the BRCA2 gene, right?
Mhm.
So now my heart is kind of racing all over the place
Yeah, I
because
bet.
this genetic counselor is calling me, and I pretty much thought I was done with whatever I needed to do in regards of speaking to a counselor. I
Yeah.
still do my exams and I'm extra cautious in how um, am with getting checkups. But for a genetic counselor now to call me, like, did something different come about with my results?
Hey, 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 everybody.
Hello, hello.
What
Welcome
is
back.
Yes, welcome back, everybody. And what is really good today, Miss Amanda?
Ooh, girl, what is really good? I actually have something interesting to share for once.
Oh,
That is not just like I did this today. My usual. Um, so beginning of long story short, right? I received a phone call while I was on another call.
okay.
So it was from a number I didn't recognize. So I said, hold on, there's this number I don't know.
Mhm.
Ended the first call, picked it up. So there's this guy that asked for me specifically. So it's not like a spam call,
Yeah.
maybe
Yeah.
because sometimes they still know your name, right?
Mhm.
So I'm like, yeah, a little hesitant, and pretty much this guy that I'm talking to is a genetic counselor that I had spoke with last
Oh,
year
okay.
when I
That's
found
great.
out that I carry the BRCA2 gene, right?
Mhm.
So now my heart is kind of racing all over the place
Yeah, I
because
bet.
this genetic counselor is calling me, and I pretty much thought I was done with whatever I needed to do in regards of speaking to a counselor. I
Yeah.
still do my exams and I'm extra cautious in how um, am with getting checkups. But for a genetic counselor now to call me, like, did something different come about with my results, or
Yeah. So many
like,
questions.
yeah, it's like a year and a half later, and you're calling me. Why? What?
Right. Yikes.
So, he pretty much was saying that there is a colleague of his that works with another company called Jax, which is I don't know what it stands for because I'm really new to all of this right now.
Yeah.
But it's another medical company that deals with like cancer and pretty much like genetic screenings and of breast cancer.
Mhm.
So he was asking me if I'd be interested in sharing my story as to how I've gone about my journey of
Oh,
finding out that I had carried the BRCA2 gene,
yeah.
because he's like, I remember talking to you and you were just so polished in how you spoke, and your story was quite interesting. It wasn't really like any other stories that, I've heard with talking to people as a counselor.
Interesting.
Yeah, so pretty much he's looking to see if I'd be willing to share my story as a part of a training for like PCPs and different people in the medical field that I guess within their training around the breast cancer screenings, it's something that they have in their orientation videos. So it'd be pretty much me as someone who has gone through the genetic testing and sharing my story on camera, and I'd be a part of their training videos.
Wow. That's that's
Random for one. Random.
pretty
Okay.
pretty random,
Yeah.
but also pretty cool.
Right.
I'm gonna just ask you one thing, just in case the listeners don't know. What is a
Hmm.
PCP?
Primary care physician.
Okay.
Hmm.
So this is something from what you understand of what they informed you today.
Hmm.
Is this something that like they're asking you to do like to multiple trainings or they want to record you and your story to plug it into like a virtual training that people like log into?
Record and plug in.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Cause like me and my job, like we do a lot of those kinds of trainings and like you'll see like people's like stories and stuff and
Mhm.
you know, I just never really I don't know. I so many like thoughts and and things. I don't even know. First of all, I'm also intrigued because, like, are you the first one who lost a parent to breast cancer and then in turn decided to get testing because of it, you know what I mean?
Right. I feel
Um,
like my hesitancy with the genetic testing is what maybe made I don't know, I'm gonna say made it more intriguing, but maybe it was, like, the little slight difference in some other stories.
I mean, maybe because I mean, in my situation, I haven't because I'm scared to.
Mhm.
So maybe
Ooh,
you're just
right.
one of the few brave to actually, like, go through with it.
I guess, I mean, I didn't the first time around, but the second time I did,
Right.
and it's like I don't know, I just was like at first I'm like, "Why is this man calling me?" And then
Right.
afterwards I'm like, "You know what? This is kinda interesting." Like, it's definitely piqued my interest, and I'm like,
Yeah.
"Hmm,
So what did you
is
tell
this."
him?
Well, I asked him if I can have a moment to just think about it.
Right.
Well, first I asked him if he still had my email because I'm like, honestly, I have mom brain and I forget stuff. So I was just wondering if he still had my email. He did have my email still. So I
Mhm.
asked him if he can just pretty much email me the same information. And then I just wanted to take a moment to think about it and I'll get back to him and let him know because it's his colleague who is essentially like in charge of this.
Gotcha.
So, he gave me her contact in there as well, but he's like, he's like, take time to think about it. He was like, no pressure. He was like, it's absolutely fine if you say no, thank you. I'm not interested, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's in line with my word for next year, fearless, right? So
Mm. Well, did you look at that?
right? Like, really and, I'm sorry I say next year because we're recording this episode before the new year. This will, actually, no, this will still drop
It will
in
s it
2022, right?
yeah, it'll be the last
Okay.
episode for 2022.
Sorry. I'm like, my dates are all jacked up. But, yeah, so it's like, it goes in line with it, and I kinda feel like it's super random,
Yeah.
and I don't know, like, it intrigued me. Typically, this is something I'd just be like, no," like, but
Yeah.
we have our podcast. Like,
I
this
was
goes right in line with it, right?
I was
Like
just gonna say, I think us doing this makes you more, what is the word I'm looking for? It makes you more willing, I guess, to
yes.
consider doing it because you've comfortably now talked about our situations for over a year now.
Right.
So,
Right. I feel like I'd be doing a disservice to us as a podcast
I mean, just a
by
little bit.
not right? I mean, I coulda low key just not done anything and not said anything, but no, like, I felt like that was, like so, like I said today, like, I've been having a good day. My past few days have not been anywhere near this, right?
Yes.
So, it just kind of was like, "Okay, you know what? Let me take this and run with this, and let me be fearless, and let me just go and do this, and who knows what more can come of it," I
That's
mean, I'm
true.
not expecting anything to come of it, just
Right.
like I wasn't expecting him to call.
Yeah.
So, I don't know, it makes me excited, and I'm happy to be able to share my story to even more ears, you know?
Right. No, that is pretty cool. And like on the flip side, it's kind of like, what is the real downside of it? I don't really see any kind of negatives. Like, even if you
No.
don't, like, I'm not assuming they're going to like pay you for this or anything, but it's
They
like,
said there may be an opportunity for compensation, so your girl ain't mad about it. Either
well, okay.
way. Either
So,
way.
just another bonus. And like you
Mhm,
said, and like I've told you, like I was just saying, like I'm terrified to go through with any kinds of that testing. As
mhm,
curious as I would be, I don't think I can actually go through with it.
mhm.
And, I know when you hear people talk about things in their stories and you can relate to them and stuff, maybe it would give at least one other person the courage to go ahead and do it themselves. So that way we can kind of
Absolutely.
like, prevent people from dying of cancer.
Absolutely, it's just all about being proactive, and I've been trying to be heavy on being proactive, so hell
Yeah.
yeah. I'm so with you on that.
Yeah. I
So
don't,
yeah.
that's just so cool. Who knew? Like one little phone call, or I'm sure it's not even anything like serious or crazy. You know what I mean? Like you're just
No.
gonna, be in like
It's like a
a
little
training
few
thing.
minute
So
clip of sharing my story
yeah.
and just being out there and hey, who knows? Someone might watch you be like, "Hey, that's a Beautiful Mindset Talks podcast." Like, "Yeah, girl, hey." Yeah, no, playing.
We'll create a shirt so you can have, like,
Facts.
MTP, like,
Yes,
like,
just
very discreet
representing.
where, like, you can see it, but it's not, like, I'm
Yeah.
advertising.
Right, like, "No, this is one of my casual shirts, so let me put MTP on the button up, no big deal, hey."
Right.
On the collar.
Oh, man. But that's
So,
so
yeah,
cool, and yeah, I mean, just weird timing. One, like you said,
definitely.
with your word for 2023,
Mhm,
and with just doing this podcast and stuff because, like, I'm pretty sure it was Nat that said before,
mhm.
um, that she's never heard I don't know necessarily about you, but, like, she's never heard me talk so much about, my dad and my situation and stuff,
Girl,
and I
no,
think
nobody has.
like people didn't know, and doing this makes me feel more comfortable, and I know it does for you too, so it's just kind
Absolutely.
of like I don't know, that's just so crazy. And because like,
Yeah,
we're on, like, video and stuff, and so you shouldn't be as afraid to, like, do that. Because I know out of the 2 of us, I'm more, like, social media, like, presence. So,
yeah, for sure.
you're not really I don't wanna say uncomfortable with the camera, but, like,
No,
it
I'm just
wasn't
not
something that you were doing, you know?
exactly. Wasn't a part
So
of my flow.
yeah, so this is
Mhm.
just kind of all I'm loving this. This is
Yeah,
all, like, just building you
great.
up for your growth. I love it.
Right, yeah, thank you. So, I really couldn't wait obviously, like, I couldn't wait to share that on this episode,
I
so
know, it's like the last thing I was expecting you to say when you said you had something to, like, talk about. I was like, "What the hell?"
I
That,
had to
like, just
stop
had to have
myself.
happened, like, a couple of hours ago.
No, literally, you texted me, like, an hour after, and I was like I was trying so hard to not text you and be like, "Girl, this just happened," but
It's
obviously,
so crazy.
I
Yeah.
was like, "Let me just save it for the episode," so, yeah. But anywho, what else are we here for today?
Oh, man. Well, that's pretty awesome. I don't
Yes.
even that's cool. Um,
Yeah.
well, I don't know. I mean, on another note, I guess, not so happy-go-lucky, but, I
Mm,
told you there's something that I've been struggling with. And I
yes.
don't really know why I've been struggling with this. I don't know where this, like, thought is coming from. I don't know. I don't even know where it, like, began or, like, why I'm having this thought, but
Okay.
I've been having, like, an internal debate. I'm pretty sure I've mentioned this on one of our previous episodes, which I can't recall the title of it. It might have been, the Bush's Beetles and Bees one.
Yep.
Um where we kind of talked about, like, signs or, like, things that, like, we weren't willing to, like, give up or whatever after we lost our our mom and dad.
Mhm.
And so I still have, my dad's number in my phone, and I don't think that's weird. I think that's very normal, but my
Agreed.
situation's a little different because, my mom uses my dad's phone, which I won't get into that again because it does really bother me, but,
Yeah,
because I would
thanks for
like to
being
just
honest.
have, like, his number and, like, not have to, like, even have this thought, but now, for whatever reason, long story short, I'm having the thought of actually changing my dad to my mom in my phone
Mhm.
because I don't know, I've just been having a lot of thoughts like, how does it make my mom feel? Like, does it make her feel a type of way? Does she feel not disrespected, but, like, does she feel, like, unappreciated or whatever that, like, I don't have her name in my phone because
Mhm.
I'm just unwilling to change it from, like, dad to mom, and I don't want her to, like, feel a type of way.
Mhm.
Um, so I don't know, I'm just kind of, like, wondering and, like, mulling over if, like, now is the time to actually, like, you know, change the name and then, like,
Mhm.
change the picture because like, it's a picture of, like, me and my dad and,
Yeah.
I don't know,
That's hard.
right?
That I it's
And it seems
hard.
so simple.
Yeah, like, I wanna say, like, your mom would understand you not changing it because it was your dad. She knows you were close to your dad, like, that was his phone number, like,
Right.
so I feel like a part of her could understand it, um, but at the same time, I'm speaking from my perspective as a parent, if that were to be me as your mom, but I can't fully speak from that perspective because I haven't lost a spouse, I've only lost my mom,
Right.
like that, so I would imagine that she wouldn't be hurt by it, but I do know your mom as well, so I know that there's still room for her to kinda be emotional around that type of thing, with her being your only parent left.
Yeah.
But now going back to myself as who I actually am, the person who did lose her mom and can relate with you, um, I don't like that. I don't like the thought of changing it to,
Right,
who it actually is because it's almost like your dad as a contact in your phone and your picture with him as the ID picture. That's kind of like one of the last things you have left. And even though you don't utilize like, you don't do anything with it specifically other than talk to your mom, it's just like but, like, this is how it's always been, like, why should I change it?
right,
So, like, I can understand, like, the whole 50-50 on it because I still have my mom's face and phone number
right.
with her contact information,
Yeah,
and I know someone else has that phone number. Like, I know for, like, 100% someone else has that phone number.
yeah.
But and I'm worse than you. I don't use the phone number. I don't do anything. It just sits in my favorites as the top person and
Well, I wouldn't use it either if I didn't have to,
right, but it's just like I really don't need it at
Right.
all.
Well, yeah,
But
I mean, but I wouldn't even think twice about changing it if
right. But even so, like even though you do use it, for me, I would still like to keep it regardless as your dad.
yeah.
So I'm not going to be the person that's able to help you to decide what you should do is overall what I'm saying.
Oh, come on.
Um
I was hoping for a little more feedback here.
but it's just I
It's
guess
tough, and I think it's weird too, because like, obviously, everybody around me knows that, like, I don't have my dad anymore, so it's like
mhm,
when they see my phone and they see, like, my dad's calling me, they're
right.
like
It ain't about them though. Like, do they pay your phone bill? No, so they can mind their business as
I
to who's
know.
calling and what it look like. But I mean,
I don't know, man.
it's not harmful to change it. It doesn't change anything ultimately in the grand scheme of things.
Yeah,
Um, it's not like it makes him even more gone. It doesn't make him come back. It doesn't change literally anything but
right.
the contact in your phone. Um,
I guess
so
that's a part of it too, like, do I subconsciously think that, like, it's me, like, letting go or, like,
oh, for
you know
sure. I
yeah.
I would think so. I would think so because,
Uh,
like you said, it's just well, like I said, it's like a piece of him still with you, even though it's not actually like a legitimate piece of him.
yeah.
But I for sure would see it as like a part of you not wanting to quote unquote let go. Um, quote unquote, it's quote unquote. But yeah.
Whatever.
Listen, I have a child, so I have to like teach her how to speak properly. I just be saying shit. Um,
Oh, man.
but I think I why don't you just change it and then see how it goes? Shit.
'Cause I know once I do, I'm not gonna change it back.
Why?
It just if I take that step and I take that leap,
Mhm.
then to me it's pointless to go backwards. Like, I know I wouldn't go back.
Maybe you just gotta change it and just let it be what it is.
I don't know, maybe. Because then I'm also thinking, like, we're only getting older and, like, I don't wanna, like, say it, but, like, my mom's not gonna be here forever, and then it's like,
Mhm.
how am I gonna feel, then I won't have that for her at all, you know what I mean?
Oh, so then shit, you just answered your own question, change it.
Did I?
I feel like you did because like you said, you won't be able to have that for your mom when her time comes. We have plenty of time for that.
Yeah.
But you might as well just change it, you know? Like granted you have two totally different relationships with your parents because they're two totally different people.
Mhm.
But I think I think it probably is time. I mean, it's been 5 years.
Mm. You hear that, y'all? We just went from, "I'm not gonna help you make that decision," to, "Oh, well, I think you should."
Way to
Uh,
put me on blast.
no, just saying in my head, typical woman response.
It really was. I'm not gonna do it for you. Here, let me get over here and fold these damn clothes since you're not gonna do it. You're folding it all wrong.
Ooh, maybe I should just have you do
What, me change it?
it. Yeah.
No, bitch, I just helped you with an answer. Now is your time
I'll,
to
like, come back
shine.
to it and be like, "Amanda, what did you do?" You're like, "Bitch, you told me to." I'm like, "No, I didn't."
Right. I don't understand. I don't understand.
Oh,
Oh
man.
my gosh. But no, I definitely just do it. Just change it. You know what? Because he's here regardless, so you might as well just go ahead and do the damn thing.
Yeah. I don't know. Well, I appreciate your feedback. I'm still gonna take
The
it
feedback I wasn't going to give.
I'm still gonna think it over
Okay.
and, if and when the event occurs, I will be sure to update you all.
Right. Can you have 2 contacts with the same phone number?
No, I don't think so.
I don't know. That's a random question. Just thought I'd try it.
I don't think so, no.
Yeah.
That'd
All
be weird.
right.
So, yeah. So, I don't know. But anyways, so that's my recent mind fuck debacle.
Huh. What if you make a new contact for your mom with that phone number and a picture of you and her? And then do you remember your old house number?
Yeah,
Put your old house number as a phone number for your dad's contact. And then that way you can have both of them in the phone.
I could do that. That's
Problem solved.
actually see, that I actually feel comfortable with. That's not a bad idea.
See, people, this is what you have to do. You have to talk things out. You got to explore all options. You just got to say it out loud, listen to it. More's going to come. And sometimes, just sometimes, something good will come along that you can actually deal with.
It surely will, and this is why you talk about your problems and your dilemmas because
Yeah.
somebody else can help you.
Yeah. No, that's super, super true. See?
Ugh.
That's all you got to do. Put the old house number as his phone number and then give your mom the cell number. She gets her own picture, her own ID. And then that way you have both of your parents in your phone.
You're smart.
Yep.
Something my, uh my lovely self would not have thought of. Let's say that.
I mean, I haven't thought about it until just now. So just with time, we come to these answers. I'm like on a roll today. Like today is
I
my day. I don't
I
know.
see that, which also makes me a little nervous. Maybe the question I wanted to ask you, maybe I'll postpone it until another time.
Oh shit.
Yeah, and maybe I'll do that. I don't wanna make you upset.
Oh shit. Real nervous. Yeah, we'll save that for like the following episode.
Mhm. It would have to yeah, we can save it for the next episode then, but since you're on, like, such a high, I don't wanna I don't wanna bring you down.
Okay. Y'all, Cassie
Uh,
got me feeling a little nervous right now because I
yeah.
literally have absolutely no idea as to what she's referring to right now. So, when I find out, y'all gonna find out too.
So I wanted to ask it last episode, and I was like, "No, no, no." I was like, "I'll wait till the next one," and now I'm just kind of like, "You just seem
I'm
so
gonna
up
keep
there," and I'm like,
yeah. I'm gonna keep my energy up there too because I'm not even ready. I'm
Yeah.
not ready. So,
No, that's
yep.
okay, I respect it.
Mm-mm. Yep. Nope. Yeah.
Well,
So
then, I had nothing else then.
all right. Well, I don't have anything else either. I was just really excited to share this news that I got today, or this opportunity, I should say, that
Yeah,
I had got today. I'm looking forward to the new year. I feel like I've been kind of stagnant in some areas of my life, and the new year always feels like a good time to freshen up and start new. So,
yeah, definitely.
even though it really shouldn't wait until the new year to do anything new, but
No, but
you know,
it's a good push.
yeah, yeah, it's just that weird thought of it's fresh and new, so it's gonna everything else is fresh and new. So
Yeah, definitely.
yeah. Um, well, since we have nothing else for this episode, I always want to make sure y'all tune into our pages on Instagram and Facebook, Mindset Talks Podcast. We
Yes.
have links in our bios where you can check out episodes, merch. You just have anything there from us that we aren't giving to you in the exact moment that you can reflect on.
Mhm.
We're also on that new app Braid where you can catch up with us and have discussions. You don't have to wait until that following Tuesday to, chit chat with us about something. You can always send us messages, but Braid is a little more fun. We get to send video messages and comment on stuff and kind of pick each other's brains like we done on this episode, pretty much.
Yeah, Definitely.
So, definitely don't forget to like, comment, and share. Hit your girls up and subscribe. We're also on YouTube where you can watch us and see our lovely, lovely faces.
Mhm.
But until next time, y'all.
Yes, we'll talk to you guys later. Make sure you guys all have a safe and happy holidays, and we'll catch you in 2023.
Yes, bye.
Bye.